Behind the scenes of European palaces, stories are played out that shape the future of nations, and today we delve into the heart of an event that has just shaken up the codes of the Dutch monarchy, as Princess Catharina-Amalia of the Netherlands has just received an absolutely exceptional honor that had never been granted to a member of the royal family of her generation, and the implications of this recognition go far beyond simple royal protocol to touch the very foundations of the relationship between the crown and the Dutch people. Before revealing all the details of this extraordinary ceremony, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our royal exclusives, activate the notification bell, share this video with your royal-loving friends, and tell us in the comments what you think of this historic decision from Amsterdam. Amsterdam has just granted Crown Princess Catharina-Amalia the prestigious title of Honorary Citizen of the city, an extremely rare distinction that places the 21-year-old in a truly unique position within the contemporary European monarchy. This recognition comes at a crucial moment in her training and preparation for the throne, setting a precedent that could redefine the relationship between the future queen and her future subjects. This exceptional distinction does not come in a political vacuum but rather responds to a series of actions and commitments by the princess that have profoundly impacted the Dutch collective consciousness in recent years, notably her remarkable attitude in the face of security threats that forced her to temporarily abandon her normal student life in Amsterdam, demonstrating a maturity and resilience that resonated with public opinion well beyond traditional monarchist circles. The ceremony itself took place in a solemn yet modern setting that perfectly reflected the evolution of the Dutch monarchy under King Willem-Alexander, with a staging that harmoniously blended the centuries-old traditions of Amsterdam with the contemporary aspirations of a resolutely forward-looking royal generation, creating a moment of collective emotion that resonated far beyond the borders of the Netherlands. The mayor of Amsterdam, Femke Halsema, delivered a particularly moving speech at the official presentation, highlighting not only the princess's exceptional personal qualities but also her unique ability to embody the values of openness, tolerance, and diversity for which Amsterdam is world-renowned. Values that, according to her, find in Catharina-Amalia a natural and authentic ambassador capable of carrying these ideals to future generations with a credibility that few public figures possess today. This municipal recognition has a subtle but important political dimension, as Amsterdam, a cosmopolitan and progressive metropolis, sends a strong signal to the entire kingdom about its vision of the monarchy of the future, a monarchy embodied by a young woman who has earned respect through her actions rather than her hereditary status alone, thus laying the foundations for a modern legitimacy that transcends the traditional privileges of birth and is rooted in meritocratic recognition. The impact of this distinction on Catharina-Amalia's royal career cannot be underestimated, as it sets a legal and symbolic precedent that could have a lasting impact on her future relations with Dutch local authorities upon her accession to the throne, establishing a model of cooperation and mutual recognition between the crown and local authorities that could revolutionize the exercise of royal power in the Netherlands in the decades to come. The privileges granted by this title of honorary citizen include symbolic yet significant rights, such as free and permanent access to all municipal buildings in Amsterdam, the ability to attend city council meetings with permanent guest status, and, above all, the official recognition of her special attachment to the city where she grew up and studied, thus creating a unique institutional link between the future sovereign and the economic and cultural capital of her future kingdom. This ceremony also takes place within a broader European context, where young members of royal families are actively seeking to redefine their role and legitimacy in the face of contemporary challenges. Amsterdam's example could well inspire other European cities to develop similar forms of recognition for their own royal heirs, thus creating a continental movement to modernize the relationship between monarchies and citizens. The response from the Amsterdam population was particularly warm and spontaneous, with impromptu gatherings of citizens applauding the princess as she left City Hall, demonstrating that this official recognition reflects a genuine and profound popular sentiment that goes far beyond traditional political divisions to touch on something more fundamental in the relationship between the Dutch and their future queen. The Dutch media unanimously hailed this municipal initiative as a perfect example of institutional innovation that honors both the country's democratic traditions and its monarchical attachment, creating a subtle balance between republican modernity and royal heritage that could serve as a model for other European nations facing the same challenges of monarchical legitimacy in a modern democratic context. This distinction also comes at a time when Catharina-Amalia is intensifying her preparation for the throne through a series of carefully orchestrated public engagements to enable her to acquire the experience and credibility necessary for the future exercise of her constitutional responsibilities. Amsterdam's recognition fits perfectly with this strategy of gradually building her royal legitimacy on solid, contemporary foundations. The political analysis of this ceremony also reveals an important strategic dimension, as this recognition establishes Amsterdam as a privileged partner of the Crown for decades to come, thus creating the conditions for strengthened cooperation between the metropolis and the monarchy on major national challenges such as European integration, the ecological transition, and migration issues that define the contemporary Dutch political agenda. The international implications of this recognition are also significant, as they position Catharina-Amalia as a European royal figure particularly rooted in her territory and close to her fellow citizens, a considerable asset in a context where European monarchies must constantly justify their relevance and usefulness in the face of their people's democratic aspirations and transnational challenges that require legitimate and credible leaders. This ceremony therefore marks a turning point in the evolution of the Dutch monarchy towards a more participatory and territorially anchored model, where royal legitimacy is built as much through local popular recognition as through traditional heredity, thus laying the foundations for a 21st-century monarchy capable of meeting contemporary expectations while preserving the institutional continuity that is the strength of European monarchical regimes. Whether this Amsterdam innovation will inspire other Dutch and European cities to develop similar forms of recognition for their royal heirs remains to be seen, but this historic ceremony has already established a new standard in the relationship between the monarchy and local democracy that could well redefine the contours of the exercise of royal power in Europe for future generations. Do you think this exceptional recognition lays the foundations for a silent revolution in the European conception of the modern monarchy, and will Catharina-Amalia really be able to transform this honorary privilege into a concrete political lever to definitively modernize the Dutch crown?